The views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And of course, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? Thank you, everybody who has congratulated me for reaching my 20K. I really do appreciate that. I'm not gonna say I never thought I would get there because I knew it. But it's good to see like hard work finally paying off. So I do want to say thank you to everybody. Shout out to everybody watching right now. You know what? I forgot to put this on Facebook, but it's okay. It's on Twitch. But shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Twitch. And shout out to everybody on Facebook. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button as well. And I almost forgot. Since since I got the 20K, if you want to drop $1 or two, definitely go ahead. But anyway, y'all, how everybody doing though? Let me say what's up to the people. What's up, Mandy? What's up, Kat Nunya? Shout out to all of the to all of my members, all of my moderators. Shout out to everybody watching right now. What's up, PJ? What's up, Pamela? What's up, Selena? What's up, Priscilla? Okay. We got people coming in the room. Okay, what's up, Jennifer Love Spewitt? What's up, Kitty of Chaos? What's up? Okay, who else we got here? Who else? Mandy. Okay, we got a lot of people. Okay, Wendy Lucas, I see you. Xylee, what's up? All right. Let me just see something before we start. Hold on. Okay, so without further ado, let me go. Oh, before I even do that, let's go ahead and say shout out to Bridget. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, and we got another one. Wrench Bish of Chaos. I love that new name. I love your new name. I love that. Thank you guys for the super chat. I appreciate that. And because y'all did that, let me go ahead and play a commercial for y'all. Hold on.
Girl, he was supposed to go get him a lawyer. Instead, he was at the buffet eating crab legs, sucking on crab legs. Girl, he was over there just cracking them crab legs and sucking on them and eating them. Girl, he didn't go get him a lawyer. He was at the buffet eating the crab legs. Girl, you know I got the receipts, girl.
And we got them receipts. Without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce my guest. Welcome back to the show, Siwa Moon. Yo, not it didn't work. There we go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I was like, no, it didn't work. Oh shit.
Already, you're fired.
Right. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
And thank you so much for coming on the show. I do want to say shout out to you. Siwa didn't give me any rules, like anything is off the table, so we are able to ask her any and everything, respectfully, any and everything. So I am excited to have you back on the show. And I just want to say, it's so crazy because I remember when you were trying to get out your story and you went to another channel, they didn't want to even give you a chance to tell your story. And then you was like, well, AT2 is going to give me the opportunity, so I'm just going to go to his channel. So,
but see, that's a big that's been misconstrued so many times. I never once wanted to go on his channel. I told him I
Oh,
wanted to go on yours, and is he okay with that? Because I wanted to be respectful and not hurt his feelings, because he's a big old baby.
right.
So I wanted to not hurt his feelings. He was like, "Well, it sounds like you already made up your mind." I was like, "Well, if you know of another channel, let me know. I don't want to hurt you guys' feelings, but I need to speak on this." And he took
Right.
that as I was asking on his channel. Again, if I had ever wanted to go on John's channel, I have turned down 3 or 4 invitations, and I have never once taken it or asked him, flat out asked him. I don't like what his channel stands for. I don't. So no, I was asking of another channel. I even mentioned, I was like, because I think he was cool with Sherelle or something at that point, possibly. I'm not sure. I don't know if I remember, but I think I mentioned, he's like, Sherelle don't even know who you are, Siwa, because it was back then. That's where that came from, because I said, do you think Sherelle would care? And that's when he made that comment, which she later on, obviously she knows who I am.
Right. She
But
now knows who you are. So whatever he's saying, it's one of those things, like, he wanted to be in control of the situation, be in control of who, almost what they call a gatekeep. Like, I can tell you where to go and who to do this and who to do that. Like, he didn't want you to come over here, basically.
Nope. And I was punished for it, because after that's when he came with that BS excuse. You told everybody I went to a funeral. That's it. I'm done with you. Boy, shut up. You were posting about it on your Instagram.
Right. That's when that happened. That is right.
Yes, it was an excuse.
Let me say shout out to Beauty for Ashes, and also shout out to Mandy for the super chat. I appreciate you, ladies. Thank you. But yeah, that's where it started, because he said you outed the funeral thing or whatever.
Yes. Again, people were like, do you know where John's at? Where's John? He's been missing off YouTube. Is he okay? And I was like, guys, he's fine. He went to a funeral. He'll be back on when he's ready. That's all I said. He lost his ever-loving mind. But I know what it was. It's because I went on your channel the night before. That's what it was. Had nothing to do with the funeral. That's his excuse.
Right. And you know what the crazy part is? That we hadn't had a follow-up since then. So this is crazy how all of this is coming back up now, Yeah,
it's been a hot minute. It's been many months since we did that.
I think it's almost been a year since we did that interview, huh?
Surely it hasn't been a year, has it?
Yeah. Can someone look up when I did the interview with Siwa? I think it's been a year.
That's crazy. If it's been a year.
It's like a year.
Wow.
Yeah. But
it was last summer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was last summer. So yeah, it has to be over a year now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But isn't it crazy how, like, things change? Because it's like, one minute you think you're going to be rocking with these people forever, and then all of a sudden it can change at a drop of a dime,
Especially in this community. Yeah.
Right. Has anyone actually that you were, I don't want to use the word friend, because I feel like that's used so loosely around these YouTube streets.
Yes.
Has anyone actually disappointed you and hurt you? Like, someone you thought was an actual friend?
Yeah. Locked Vault, Momo, and Ann were really the ones. And I want to say Keister Marie, but I really kind of expected that she was just taking advantage of the situation. But I kind of expected it from her. But Anne, especially, I didn't expect it.
Right. I know Anne and Maria, they were two people that really were supportive of me when I was going through my thing. And then it was just so crazy how everything just flipped around. And I'm just all like, how? I don't understand how they said, like, we stand against racism, we stand against this, we stand against that, and then all of a sudden they go back to the same man that had no issues trying to destroy their lives,
All it was is their egos got hurt when they got banned from the channel. Their egos got hurt, and this community, people's egos are like what they're running with. For all their hate is about their ego. So they got kicked off the channel. They got infuriated. So their hate started growing, and their hate outgrew their love for you, unfortunately, and their love for me. Their hate just took over, and that's whatever they need to do to hurt you and hurt me, they're willing to do it. So that's where John comes in.
Right, because I even remember Maria, somebody had told me that Maria had went to John or whatever, and I was like, oh, is this true that you went back to him? And she was like, no, I stand up against racism. I would never support a racist. And I was all like, oh, okay, I just kind of never minded. And then like when she went back, it was kind of like, you know. So that follows me to my next question. How come you haven't went back to Cooter?
He's already exposed his behavior. When I first saw John, it was one of the first streams I saw him do was on Instagram, and he was screaming and crying, and he was in the hotel that people were after trying to K him, and it was Sherelle and Perry and all this stuff about he was in so much fear for his life, and I know how that felt. So like this poor guy, like nobody deserves to go through that, is what I thought. So I had not known the history of how John behaved at that point. Then I soon found out, right? And I just took step back away from it. And then he started really exposing that's when he started doing the racism on YouTube blatantly and attacking women in
blatantly,
ways, and the stuff he says about children. You can't, there's no justification for that. There's none.
Yeah.
And don't even try to think that John has not tried to come back on my channel many times, hoping to smooth things over. But every time he gets called out for his behavior.
Right. I remember let me read Cup's comment, because she said, laugh my ass off. Now how come she ain't go back? I guess it was shady the way I said it. But let's be clear. Because there's a lot of people that have went back. Right? Like it's a fair question. There's a lot of people that went back. It's like, wait, hold on. Like, all of a sudden, like, I just don't know what the appeal is. Like, I would understand if the man was giving money out. If he was giving me money, I might, ignore the little racism and stuff like that. Be like, oh, he didn't mean it. But he ain't giving no money or nothing. Like, I don't know what the benefit is of being his friend. I don't know the benefit.
If you were after clout, there'd be a benefit, I'd assume. But look at what you have to take with it. You have to take a lot of hate with it. You have to be exposed as you are okay with racism and homophobia and ableist comments and anti-Semitic comments. You have to be okay with all that in order to get the clout from him. If you're not okay with that, and if you have any intentions of calling him out for it, he's going to boot you out the door in a heartbeat. He's not going to let you do that.
Right. And the friendships are like a revolving door with him. Like it goes, it's like every so many moons, like it spins, and like people are out the door, people come back, people out the door. Have you realized the trend where like you have a falling out with somebody and all of a sudden they go to the other side? I don't know where that comes from.
I expect it within hours or minutes for it to happen. As soon as I'm like, okay, you're crossing the line, I think you should leave the channel. I know immediately if I need to find them where they're going to be at. They're going to be in John's, Momo's, and all. I know, and they always do. Every single time they do it, they preach how great I am when they're with me and how good I am with my abilities and all that. But the second I like, you're crossing the line, I can't do this anymore, please leave the channel. The second I do, they immediately run over there. She's a fake, she's a fraud, she's a scammer, like all that. It's the same script every single time.
Right.
They're not even secretive about it either. Like I've even talked to some of the girls and said we should pretend to fight and just see how fast it takes them to get in your DMs. Say, come join us, because they've done it to everyone so far.
Right. And you said that last night. You was all like, somebody can literally go over there and be like, I hate Siwa, and then they'll take you with open arms. You said that yesterday. It's crazy the way let me ask you, whatever happened with Bella Marie? Like, how all of a sudden she went over there? Now she with Mall Cop.
She got exposed big time. She was coming on the channel and said that Jules, because I don't know if you know, she turned on me with Keister Marie and started going to Jules to attack me. Well, she came back like 3 days after that, said, "See, I'm sorry about that. I should have never said that. I was wrong." Yes. She goes, well, I think you need to know why I did that. Well, I was like, well, why'd you do that? Well, I was over on Jules, and Jules was saying in the private chat, if we don't help her attack you, she's going to force me to K myself. I was like, Jules said that? She's like, yeah, she said that. I was like, do you have proof of this, Bella? Because that's a big statement to make. That's not okay if she said that. And she's like, yeah, I have it. And then months later, she said, it's in the motherboard. It's in the motherboard. And we're like, what do you mean the motherboard? She goes, well, it was on my bed and I laid on it and there was a hairline fracture in the motherboard. So we had to send it overseas to give it just the most egregious, pathetic lies we ever saw. So that was step one. So we kept calling her out on it and she never came with the proof.
Mm-hmm.
And then she finally said on Jules, I'm not Bella Marie. This is 3 officers using this account and we started a case against all of you for cyberbullying. We are working with the FBI. We're working with the FBI in the United States, and you're going to jail, Siwa. So I was like, girl, not 3 officers. So I was like, Bella, it's time to go. It's time to go. You got to get blocked. We're not doing this, ma'am. And she's been after me ever since. It was hilarious somewhat.
I remember me DMing you. You're like, hey, you can't have her up on the panel, all that, because it just what made me actually reach out to you and tell you like you don't need her up on your panel and stuff like that was when she tried to say I was talking about you on my show. And the show wasn't even about Siwa, so I don't know why I would have mentioned you. And I was like, that's not true. And then like we had this whole big thing. And luckily we're able to clear it up, but I'm all like, oh, you a liability. Like I can tell you a liability. And then there was that situation where she said Muzz was doing something. Then Muzz had to come out and clarify her, clear her name. And like, I was like, yo, this girl gonna get in a lot. Oh, and then there's with Busy and Jolene, that whole situation went down. Like,
do you know what that was? You remember how she said what Busy and Jolene did to her? Like that was crazy. The artwork with Chody. It was artwork with Chody with a cartoon knife because he was doing his cooking stuff. She goes, they made that artwork to poke fun at me and my trauma, and how dare she do that? And I'm like, girl, nobody even knew who you were when that artwork was made. Jolene is not poking at your, like, we had to talk to this girl. That was not about
her.
It had nothing to do with her. And she tried to do this. She tried to get our whole chat mad at Jolene, and we all like put a stop to it immediately. You're not going to make that. We'd expect that from people like John and them, but no, not Jolene and Busy. They would not do some mess like that.
They wouldn't do anything like that, especially something traumatizing like that. And again, like you said, they don't even know her. So why would they even had correlated that with her? And
well, she said, well, Jolene watches you, Siwa. She knows everything I say. No, Jolene will pop in every once in a while. She actually has a career. She actually is a busy woman. She's not like some of these others. She actually has stuff going on. She will watch the crazy stuff if someone tells her about it. But the in-between stuff, where at 4 or 5 in the morning, what you're saying, Jolene's not watching that.
Right. She's not paying attention like that.
No, she is not. Like, for Bella to even think, and Bella even said, I'm famous now. No, you're not. None of us are. Ma'am, if that's your status,
not famous.
Bless it.
Yeah, I don't know about that lady. Like, she was something else. But anyway, I wanted to ask more of a personal question about you and like, how are you doing? Like, because there's a lot of bullying that goes on, and like, how are you able to handle it? Because like, I just feel sometimes like, I just want to tell you, like, hey, it's okay to take a step back and change the direction of your channel. Like, how are you able to take the punches? Well, you don't even take punches. Like, it's like stab wounds that you take, Yeah.
It's beyond just bullying. Like I've always said, in this YouTube community, especially if we commentate on each other, we're going to have to expect someone's going to want to defend themselves. Somebody's going to want to talk bad about you back. I understand that's part of it. But people trying to give out exact locations of a hotel room I'm located in to a man that's been saying for 3 days he's about to drive across the country to come cave me and make me homeless and take my children and all that, to say that to him and a whole cult following of hundreds of people watching, and that's Nurse Ratchet saying exactly the room, the hotel, what part of the hotel, all that. That is when it crossed the line. But everything else, I can mainly handle it. Unless it's about my children, my family, or something that was traumatic to me, I don't normally get really upset about it, but it's about the real personal stuff that it messes with me. And I take a lot of breaks, actually. I will disappear for quite some time, but anytime I try to hold anything to the vest, like when I got injured last month, I left out
Mhm.
one injury from, I showed a hospital record. I was like, this is exactly my injuries. Here's your proof. About one of my fractures you're not going to get to know about. They were talking about they were going to get the hospital records to prove what that one injury was, because they just have
What?
to know. It's insanity. I don't understand the obsession. But
Yeah, and Nurse Ratchet tried to say she was gonna like violate HIPAA laws, right?
from what I understand now, I can't say I watched it myself, but the people said it was right when I
Allegedly.
said it, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly because I haven't watched it, but I know the people that do follow me, they're no nonsense kind of people. They wouldn't lie about something that extreme. Usually they're very good at correcting misinformation, but they're like, no, she absolutely said she was going to get the records and prove what injury you had, because she needs to know what injuries you had. Like, why does it matter? It don't matter. I
Right.
don't.
Why
She
does it
said,
matter?
like, you got a broken tailbone. You're telling anybody, I'm not going asking for pictures of your ass. I don't care.
Isn't it crazy? Like that is wild.
It is wild. But I will say that there are multiple cases that were open, and it's not like trash talk like Jen does. I'm going legal on Monday. No, cops were called after that whole bit of trying to track down where I was that weekend, because I was doing a paranormal investigation with only a few people, 30 people tops. I was trying to do
Right.
paranormal investigation, and that's what they were trying to track me down for. And like I said, to put it on the internet to everybody, you don't know who's watching you at home. And hello, you got a man online foaming, screaming, blowing snot in his t-shirt, drunk as hell.
Right.
Of course, that's not someone I want to know where I'm located, especially if he's already said he will come cave me and whatnot. So, but cops know. I will say cops know. I don't know if you know, the FBI have went to Jules's house recently, like 2 days ago, to ask
I
about
heard
John
about
and them.
someone was telling me about that, and I was like, "What?
Yes. FBI is
Wow!"
involved now. I will say probation officers, someone's back on probation. They were on, I'll just say it, the nurse. The nurse that was, because, she assaulted an officer or
Hmm.
whatnot, right? Well, she was
Right.
on what's called, I think it's diversion or something like that, probation, where it wouldn't be like the strict rules of actual probation. But after the probation officer came to know about everything that's been going on online, they put her back on full-blown probation.
That's
So,
good.
and because she didn't follow through with what she was supposed to do for probation to begin with.
Yeah.
But they said they can yank the probation at any time.
Because she's claiming that it's not true. She's claiming that she's just doing like desk work and like it's normal. She's claiming that she's not on any kind of probation or anything like that.
Well, that's real legal probation. The desk work stuff is about her job. That now she is on administrative leave, I believe is what it's called, but paid administrative leave, because they're investigating her and whatnot. Allegedly. Now,
Mm.
someone did come up, and there's someone that is a professional in the field that said they spoke and they know that they said, yes, she's on probationary period. Or on administrative leave and is getting investigated. Now, I didn't speak to anybody at that job, so I don't know. I can't say verbatim. I'm just saying this was someone that is a professional that came up and did say they spoke to someone about it to get something done, because enough's enough.
Right.
But that still
Right.
doesn't slow things down, it seems. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
right.
unfortunate.
It almost seemed like it made her more cocky, more dangerous. Where did your relationship go south with her?
There was
Nurse
never a relationship
Ratchet.
to begin with.
Oh, there wasn't. Okay.
Nothing. No. How it started is Momo and her friend Claudia came to me when they saw that I wanted to help John when I first came onto the scene. And they're like, can you, like, we're being bullied by this girl named Afongo. She's threatening our children, whatnot, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, heck no, nobody's going to threaten children. That's not okay. So I started defending Momo, which dumb of me, as just like with John.
Right.
And when I started defending Momo, this nurse came into my DM saying, you don't know what Momo does to my kids, my father, what she's been doing. I was like, no matter what she's done, y'all shouldn't be threatening her children. That's still not okay. So that kind of started the things going down south. And then it just, within probably 2 weeks, she was doxing me, my ex, my children, my parents, calling my phone from a star 67, and it's just been going ever since. She contacted my ex and was telling him, tattling on me to him when I left him 11 years ago. And it's just been ever since. And I've tried to work it out with this girl more than once. I try to be cordial. I tried to apologize for anything I've said about her. I tried to do, let's just go our separate ways. And she doesn't take a break. She'll say, I'm never going to do that to you again, Siwa. And then she goes right back to doing it.
And do it again. Yeah. It's something weird about her, because you would think that because, and this is not no diss to her family, but because she has a family, you think her focus would be on her family, but somehow it's focused on a alleged crackhead and trying to protect him. And I just don't understand where any of that comes from, you know?
The same man that told everybody all this, like, does she not remember the stream that John and Sherelle did, like calling her every name in the book, saying exactly where she lives, saying about her children, saying about her husband? Like, he's done what he's doing to us. He's done it to her too. But she doesn't care about that. It's about Yahoo Boy hurt her feelings. So he knows John's his number one enemy. So she went running to him because Yahoo Boy said, I can't believe you're cool with John. And she's like, I'm not cool with John. And then next day she was on his stream with him. So I think that's it's a out of spite type situation, I feel.
Right. And a question, is there a mess problem in the beachside cottage?
I don't know if y'all saw him tonight, but his eyes are barely open. I don't know. I don't think it's the M problem. I think it's something else. When his eyes are bulging, you could ask that question, but tonight it wasn't.
Okay. I think it's a cocktail of things. I don't think it's one thing. I think it's probably more like a cocktail.
I think he likes to experiment with a few different things.
Yeah, definitely. A very heartfelt congratulations on your 20K. Thank you, PJ. I appreciate that. I really do. Follow-up question. Okay, so with Nurse Ratchet, we move on to Jen. Now, we all know there's no explanation for Jen because Jen bounces from person to person, and it's not until they kick her out again, then she'll flip and all that stuff and try to come back over here. But Jen, what was like the final straw for you? Is there a chance she can come back?
No.
Okay.
No, because she is saying I disowned my son at 15 because he came out of the closet. Kid's always been straight. If he was, I wouldn't mind. I would totally celebrate it with him. But that came out of nowhere. She talked about his best friend that passed away, saying they were in a relationship together. That's not true. So defaming that young man.
And Jen, you fucked up for that, Jen. That's very disgusting. You would ever say that.
But she crossed the line there. You don't go there with. It's bad enough doing it to my son, but you're going to do it to someone's son who's no longer here. No.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it something like they eating paint or sniffing paint or something like that?
Now that I didn't see it, when she was fighting with Ratchet on panel, they said they saw her with the balloon in her mouth huffing it. Now, I didn't know anything about balloons, and you could do huffing in a balloon, but apparently people put duster in a balloon and huff it so they don't burn their mouth or something like that. I don't know. I didn't see it myself, but the people who were there said they saw it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask about it. Hopefully she gets help. I think, what the crazy part is? He was very instrumental in trying to help her, trying to, when that whole situation happened with the DV, trying to help her. And you were very instrumental in trying to tell her story. And, it just seems so crazy how other people took the opportunity to bash her, but then you were trying to help her, and somehow you became the bad guy.
I was the only one willing to still speak to her when the whole community got together to call her out for her horrendous behavior, and it was horrendous. He's always messy. That ain't nothing new.
Right.
No, but everybody was trying to call her out for her rancid behavior, and I would talk to her on the phone for hours, telling her, Jen, you need to go to inpatient. This is not something you're going to fix in therapy once a week. You need to go to strong treatment. It's detached from the internet, detached from Clint, and get a break from him. Y'all need to figure this out. So I was constantly telling her that, and she kept saying, no, this is a one-time thing. I've never done this before, but come to find out, she's been doing this to Clint. We have pictures of him with black eyes, almost a year ago. And then just a few days ago, she smacked him on camera, like on her, like I'm talking about 2
Oh
days
my
ago.
God.
Slapped him.
Someone
He
called
goes, ow.
911.
Yeah, he was like, ow, why did you hit me? Because Clint, you're getting on my nerves. So she's still doing it. So there's no fixing it if this is something she's been doing.
Right. I just think it's so dangerous that this woman has this kind of control over this man. And like, usually when we think of DV, we think of the man having the power and control, but it's actually the reverse. It's Jen that has the control of Clint, and she's taking advantage of him. And you can tell Clint is not in the right mind and not able to defend himself. And every time you see Clint, you know that he is screaming for help. You can feel it in your soul, like he is screaming for help. And like we see him and want to help him, but then when he gets on panel with her and start talking shit, you forget all about wanting to help him.
Well, what he told me is, because he told me on the phone when this whole thing first hit the scene, he's like, I said, Clint, y'all need to break up. If she's not going to go to inpatient and she's been doing this, you need to break up. He goes, I can't, Siwa. She can't go back to the townhouse because CPS says she can't be around the kids. She can't stay here with me. He goes, if I kick her out and don't let her stay here, she will be homeless. I cannot make Jen homeless. I'm like, what are you going to do? He's like, well, if she could just go to inpatient, then I could make my next move. He's like, but as long as she's here, I can't do anything about it. And he said the reason he messaged Amzie is he's like, Jen has all these supporters on YouTube. She's got all these friends on YouTube believing everything she says. And he, on the other hand, he doesn't have anybody. He can't talk to anybody. When she finds out he's talking to anybody, she attacks them or accuses them of being intimate and all this other crap. So he doesn't get to talk to anyone. He can't talk to his own mother even because she flips out. So he's kind of stuck in a bad situation because he doesn't want to make her homeless.
But you know what I was thinking? Since he can't have other friends and stuff like that, maybe that's why he attached himself to Amzie, and then that's when they started flirting and all that stuff and talk about moving and running. So maybe that was his way of escaping in a weird way. Does that make sense? That's
what he said. He felt cared about when he was talking to her. She would listen to him. She would not attack him, and which that's Rich coming talking about Amzie to begin with. But that's what he said. Why he was talking to her, he felt that she cared. And when it's Jen, he said Jen is always angry. She's always yelling at him. She's always calling him the R word. For people who have delays and stuff, calls him the R word all the time. She's still bashing him for Tracy's passing and stuff. I mean, she is a monster on wheels when she's upset. And anybody who upsets her on the YouTube, now when she's on camera, she'll attack us. But as soon as she's off camera, it all goes to Clint. So he's stuck. It's unfortunate. But
yeah, and she takes her aggression out on, Clint when really she's mad at us. But because he's there, she's able to abuse him. And it's very sad. It's something like out of a movie, but it's real life,
Well, and before Clint, it was her friend Michael. So she's been like that to them too. So hasn't just always been. Jen pretty much is repeating her cycle of what she grew up with. And that's what's really sad about it. And she knows, I told her, you're just repeating what happened to you. That's not fair. I know, but I can't control it. Well,
if she wants to get help, she could definitely get help. I don't believe that.
Well, you have to detach from the internet for more than a day to even begin to think about what to do next.
Right. Clint was on Love After Lockup. Yes. Jen was not. Jen wanted to be a part of the show, but they didn't want her storyline. They wanted Tracy back. They did not want Jen. And so because they always wanted Tracy, Jen has had this hatred for this woman who is now not here anymore, rest her soul. But, Jen has always been jealous and always compared and said disgusting things and even equated that, Clint had something to do with the demise of his wives and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he's very disgusting.
She said the first wife he had that passed away. She goes, Clint knew that she had OD. Clint knew that she had all that medicine in her stomach. Clint knew that she needed to have 911, but did he call 911? Siwa? No. She called his mom because he knew he was in trouble. So she's blaming Clint for the demise of his wife, and that really broke Clint when he went through that. That was really painful. The woman, his wife, trigger warning, but took her life, you know, and Jen's blaming it on Clint. And I'm not the only one she said this stuff to. She says everything that y'all have heard her say to me. She says it to 4 or 5 other people. She trashes everyone to everybody.
Yeah. And Jen is a monster. You know, there's been a lot of things that I heard about her, but from the abuse to, you know, her paying off people to, it's just a lot of,
by the way.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. And, you know, and also, too, just the way, like, she beats down on Clint also about the whole gay thing, you know, saying that he does this and does that. And so, like, well, if he's this, then why are you still with him? It's just so confusing. You know what I mean?
Which is one of the reasons I kind of played some of the stuff I played, because Jen's admitted that she knew that Clint lost his virginity to a guy when he was younger. She knows that. She knows that he's still active on Grindr as of a few weeks ago. She knows he's still doing that. She knows he's bringing men home from her own mouth. She knows he's bringing guys back to the apartment. She's waking up to empty protection, you know. Mm-hmm. She says that of her own. She says she walked in on 2 guys. No big deal. In my book, no big deal. But if you can't accept that he's into both, you need to leave. Do not talk down to him because it's something that he is interested in. That's where it goes abusive again.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, she knows this about him.
Yeah. You know, it's the crazy part is that she either, like you said, she's either going to accept it or not. Why are you still with this man?
Yeah,
and
don't abuse him, and don't call him the F slur, and don't say to call. She's calling Tracy the T word, that for transphobia, you know, transphobic comment. Calls Tracy that, and you try to sleep with a girl that looks like a man, and she has a real hang up about it. But instead of breaking up, she's going to continue
that
to
internal
be
hate.
abusive to him.
She has internal hate.
That's the issue with it.
I smell it on her. I know she doesn't shower, but I also smell hate in her heart too.
I know, but she's not allowed to make everybody suffer because she's suffering too. She needs to go fix it, because Jen, I'm not going to take it from her. She did go through a lot of abuse growing up. She did. I'm not going to take that from her. I'm not going to question it. But it's her job to break that cycle, not put everybody else through the same thing she went through.
Right. You know, I wanted to kind of transition into the Amzie thing, because where has Amzie came into this? And like, because now Amzie and Jen are friends, correct?
I don't know. Today they fell out again and we're cussing each other out again. So who knows?
Oh, okay. So they just have the back and forth toxic thing. But did you have a problem with Amzie or no?
Yes, I remember. Recently. She's the one who brought those documents to YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
But okay, so you actually never forgave her for that?
No, I'm never going to forget that one.
Got it. Okay, I thought you never forgave her and then had another falling out, but you just never...
No, I've always told her I don't like you.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clear. Okay.
She actually said the reason she attacks me so bad is because she likes my energy and she wants me to be her friend, but I always hated her. So that's why she started attacking me. She said that in my YouTube chat. I was like, I cannot believe you just admitted that that's the reason you attack me, is because I don't want anything to do with you. I swear, she said it months ago. Amzie said in the chat months ago that, Siwa, I've never hated you. In fact, I've always liked you and your energy, but you've always hated me and talked about me, so that's why I drag you. Like, she actually admitted she's a fan.
Oh.
But I don't like her. I don't put up with her bull.
She kind of sounds like Mall Cop. I told you, she said she wanted to suck me from the bike. She told me.
Oh my gosh, she sure did. She sure did.
But no, it's funny because it was on your panel and she was like, yeah, AT2, button up your shirt. I don't want to see your talk on me because, you know, I'm going to want to sleep with you or whatnot. She said it on there, but she
said it online. Yeah. She said she would sleep with you in a heartbeat if you were right there. And then she said, you remind me of my son in the next breath. Girl, don't do that.
If people think I'll be lying about it, I was like, no, she said it on there.
She literally said it, yeah.
You know? So it's just crazy how she tries to be all like, "Oh, I would never." Like, yeah, I made the whole, she wanted to suck me from the bike and stuff. I made that up, but she has made plenty of advances at me, and I think
She
that's
has.
why she's heartbroken and stuff like that. But enough about Mall Cop. Oh, did she ever do that video on you on her Judge Evie channel?
She has done a few videos on me. You didn't know that? She done a few on me. She calls me Wombat. Girl, that is a weak diss. Get something better. Call me fake witch if you have to, or call me something else that somewhat fits. But Wombat, bless your heart.
Wait, Mandy is blaming it on me. She said, AT2, you got all of our asses blocked. But I think literally she does look through my chat and she blocks everybody.
I can't even talk smack. 82. I went through my block list last night. I got 398 blocked on YouTube, and I have 360 on Google. So
right.
But usually they're the same people. They're usually the same people because blocking on YouTube and Google are two different platforms, so they're pretty much the same. So they're probably 400 blocked. I'll say that.
Right. And let's be clear. I want to say it's okay to block people. However, what I was saying was that you shouldn't have to block everybody. Like the trolls, yes, block them. But content creators, I don't block content creators because, like, I figure, if I say something about them, they have the right to respond. That's kind of how I am.
If they're not big on doxing,
dangerous. Yeah. And that's that was my third point.
That's my main thing. Don't be doxing
that's why you're
or making fun of trauma or talking about people's kids. Don't do that.
Right. Yeah, because that stuff is not okay at all, But I do think that going back to Mall Cop, I think there is like a thing where she wants to feel like, dang, I want to be in the cool kids. I want to be with them, but we don't want anything to do with her. And so she's acting out, she's lashing out and stuff like that, right?
I mean, look at all the morals she had to sacrifice in order to support people like JY.
Yeah,
if she ever had them to begin with. Yeah, like, that is heartbreaking when I see that. Hold on.
Who,
me or
she has me unblocked this week because she came up on a panel I was on. I'll be blocked again.
I think she's talking about Yvette.
Yeah. Jennifer is talking about Yvette. Yeah, Yvette was up on panel.
I want to address something. There was a person named Zen that said that they have moved past and gotten along pretty well a couple times since the documents, or put on a good show, rather. I guess there's a difference in being co-workers, and we're all in this is a job for some of us, okay? Most of us.
This is my job.
I can't, just because I get, there's many times I have let people up on panel that I do not like them. I despise them. I've had Brooke up, I've had Jules up, I've had Amber up, I've had Amzie up, Jen, John. I let people come up because it is a community. It is a job. We have to deal with each other when it comes to certain topics. But that is not friends. We have never talked privately in the chats afterwards. I mean, in DMs, on the phone, in text. I don't mess with Amzie like that. I don't like that girl. I've never liked her. I never will like her. And I've been very clear to her about that. No, there's a difference between what I'm willing to do with you on a public platform where everybody can see what everything that's said and done is different than I trust you enough that I'm going to start speaking to you privately. No. Like I said, there's a big difference. And that's one thing Jen gets mad at, is because I call her a co-worker, not a friend. We are not friends. Stop saying that to people.
Right. And Momo, you won't let her up on your panel either, right?
She's never been back on my panel ever since. She'll never be allowed.
Yeah, because she also crossed the line. That's not okay.
She said my 11-year-old would be knocked up in no time and be a whore like her mother and be trashy like her mother. So, yeah, you don't come back from that. An 11-year-old.
Oh my God! And what is the obsession with them talking about your kids? Like, I know it bothers you. I don't have to ask you that.
Because they know how much it hurts me. Because how much I love them. That's why they talk about everybody's kids. They know how much the mothers love their children, and so they're like, "Well, we can't hurt you with our words, so we'll have to go after your kids instead."
Right. Because I never heard you come after their kids. That's the crazy part.
No, you don't mess with people's kids. And someone asked a question, see if kids are off limits, why did you send pictures of Dee's kid to Jules? Okay. Me and Dee were at work each other. Now, I've already worked this out with Dee. If you're not understanding, Dee sent messages to the guy in prison, whatnot. She was the first one. But that doesn't justify anything, to be clear. When I talked to Jules, it was when Jules was not even on the internet. She wasn't on the internet anymore. She was taking a break. Jules had never gone after anyone's kids, ever. I've never seen Jules go after anyone's kids. She's never posted anyone's kids, anything. So I said, Jules, look at this. I was like, promise you won't send it to anybody. Don't show anybody. I mean, nobody. She goes, I won't. So I showed it to her. Mm-hmm. Now, is that right? No, but I have gone to Dee and I've apologized many times. That is not the same thing as posting it. That is not the same thing as putting it on my YouTube and talking crap about the children. That's not the same thing.
Right. That's two different things.
Was it wrong? Yeah. Absolutely. I should have done it. But I was not, if I had any thought. Now, if I had sent those pictures to people like Momo and people I know that go after kids, I would totally be, you knew better.
Right. And you took ownership of it. You apologized to her. And that's the important part.
And me and Dee immediately moved past. She goes, you know what? I did something really foul to you with what I did. I know. She goes, whether you intended harm or not, let's just move forward. We're equal. Let's just move on. And we did, and have been an issue since.
Right. And when you take ownership.
No, I didn't pull up someone's kids, guys. She sent me pictures of her kids. I never went and pulled up her kids. That's
okay. Right. Yeah. And the important part is that you took ownership of what happened and what you did. And, you didn't shy away from it and you made it right with the person that
I did. I was very apologetic. I cried over it because I was like, I should have known better. That was, even though I had no ill intention behind it, I shouldn't have done that.
Right. And I'm glad, like I said, you made it right. One thing that gets to me is that, there's this whole doxing thing and trying to locate you and stuff like that. What is their obsession with trying to locate you? I don't get
Put me in fear. That's it. They just want to keep me scared because of shit in the past. That's all. Yeah. They know how much my safety means to me. And so they just.
Because my thing is that if you actually get like a lawyer, you can find out where people are, and you can subpoena YouTube and all that stuff. So they could go through a legal way instead of trying to dox you. Go ahead.
I remember John said, everybody on YouTube, I need y'all to track down Siwa, track her down and find her location and give it to me. If you were wanted to find me, you could get a lawyer or a private investigator. You do not go on the internet for everybody to put it in the chat where they think I'm located. That is so ignorant.
Disgusting. Just because everybody knows where he is doesn't mean that he can do that to you.
Right? If you're comfortable with everybody know where you're at, congratulations. I'm a single mother. I don't have a man here protecting me or any of that other crap. And I've been through some things. So yes, it affects me. But if you want to tell your business, go right on ahead. I'm not going to sit up here and dox your location though.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they'll be able to ever get you off of YouTube? Because it seems like that's the goal at the end of the day. I think they want to get you off of YouTube. I think that's
I have been through worse things than people talking bad about me. I pretty much been through hell and back more than once. So no, It's never going to get me off. I will just go. I will just have to drop money to go legal if I have to. But I really don't think that's a solution for anybody, and except in your situation with JY, that was absolutely warranted. But as far as the rest, we all talk crap about each other. The court, you're willing to drop thousands to say, well, she said this about me. Well, she said this about me. No, unless it's crossing the line into your safety, it's stupid. Which that's what they've been doing though lately, and only that's why I started reported things. But all this other time that I've been on, I never reported anything to the cops. This was the first time. 2 weeks ago, because they put me in danger, legit.
Right. Oh, well, you know what? Actually, that's a perfect segue, because now Cuda Brown he was upset because he was called, a predator and stuff like that. Now he done flipped it and said it's the worst thing ever, and how dare you? But he had no problem about putting a false rumor out there about me. And it was a fake apology. That phone call, everything was fake because his thing was, oh, let me be cool with AT2 so I can come back on his show. And I think when I didn't let him on my show, that's when he was like, oh, he's the worst person and da 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 da. So yeah,
Well,
no,
after
you weren't
his
coming
fake
back on my
apology,
show.
well, after his fake apology to you, I told you he went live on Instagram and said, I absolutely intended to ruin AT2. He was on live with Sherelle.
Mhm.
And until, yeah, I went live and I thought, what better way to ruin AT2 than say this egregious lie about him? I wrote it down word for word. I told you this before. Everything
Mhm.
he said, I wrote it down. He's bragging that he did it with intention to hurt you, knowing it wasn't true. Now, on the flip side of that, John we all know he threatened to put my 11-year-old adult website out of punishment. He said that he
Right.
was going to get pictures of me defecating down her mouth for his thumbnail for YouTube.
Mhm.
He talked crap about Amber's daughter, 6-year-old, saying that she's a part of an S ring. Okay. He's constantly accusing Amber of molesting children on the playground, the most egregious things. He's talked about Teresa's daughter being intimate with this one or that one. No man should be having S thoughts about anybody's child or even be trying to connect the two. That's just
Right.
most of us know that it makes our stomach churn to even think about stuff like that. Not him. So yes, he has predatory behavior towards children. He does, because most
Right.
adults don't think like that.
And like I said, Jen, Home Depot Jen had made it very clear that they would constantly make jokes about NAMBLA. And if you guys don't know what that is, look it up. But, they
North
would make jokes
American
about
Man
that.
Boy Lovers Association. And
Yeah.
his new Stinky Fish Crusader is also someone that puts NAMBLA in his bios. So they're both on the same wavelength.
These are definitely predators that need to be taken off the internet.
Predatory behavior. Anybody that wants to prey on a child and harm them in any way, it is predatory.
Right.
So yeah, I stand by that. But Momo went and told John, oh, Stila called you a child, M. I never said that. I don't say something like that lightly.
Right. You would never say anything like that, just lightly like that.
I would have to have hardcore proof to say something like that, because no, that's not something to say. That's not funny to me.
Right. Thank you, Realification. I appreciate the super chat. I said I'm 40 minutes behind. I'll try to catch up on the 1.5 speed. Siwa is a guest on someone else's channel. That's extremely rare. I'm here for it.
You're the only channel I've ever done an interview on. Well, actually, with Amber's before I had a channel. But since I had a channel, you're the only one I've done interview on. This is only my second one. Other than that, I don't go on channels. I don't respect the other channels.
Right. It's not good to go on other people's channels. It's sad, but
there's not many great ones to choose from in this community, unfortunately.
Right. I mean, who channel could you really go to? Like, I don't think there is.
No, because it's too wishy-washy with everybody else, or they've always done something that crossed the line with kids, and I'm not going on those channels.
Right. Exactly. With Cuda Brown, going back to him, like, do you think there will ever be a time where he will take accountability, or he's just going to be the same forever?
Repeat that. I got distracted by a question. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. Do you ever think like, he'll ever change, or do you think he'll just be the same forever? Because it seemed like, he never takes accountability for anything, and then he has his disciples that does all his dirty work. It's like, how toxic environment, like it's just crazy to me that nobody like on that side sits him down and be like, hey, this isn't the way you should move, this is the way you should be. But they all kind of rally around him. Like, are they in a cult?
Anybody who tries to tell John you're crossing the line, he kicks out. I've been in that boat. He tried to, when he called somebody the F slur, I said, John, you shouldn't say that. Don't call busy that's crossing the line. And then he tried to say that when he found out that Brooke had allegedly gone through DV, which she later says she did not, but when he found that out, he goes, good, she deserved it. I said, John, you should not say that. Nobody deserves that. But he doesn't listen. He doesn't care. He will talk over you. He will tell you to shut up, or he will just flat out kick you out of the group. You can't have your own opinion with that man. You can't. If you try to call him out, you will pay for it.
Right.
But no, he won't.
I just always think like, they can in turn, find somebody else, or they can all partner together and kick him out. So it's just very weird that they all just still stick with him. You know what I mean?
As long as their channels keep growing from it, they're not going to walk
They don't
away
care.
unless they have real repercussions, or John does to them what he's doing to everybody else. They're not going to walk from him. And as long as people keep watching his antics, he's going to keep doing it, because that's the only time he brings in money, and he knows that.
Right. And you know, it used to be said that Chody was like the good one or whatnot, but I've come to find out that they're both evil and full of
They
shit.
are just they're equal. He's just not as active as John, but they're equal. They're both disgusting.
Right.
But I do think if Chody got away from John, he could be much different, because like Home Depot Jen told you, when he's away from John, he's a totally different person. He's a sweetheart, all that jazz. But then the second he gets with John, look what they were accusing her of when he went back to John. He was a totally different person again. But that's how it is with most abusers, that they change who you are as a person. So I think he has a chance to get away from it, but I don't see him doing it.
Right. And you know, the part about them trying to get clout from him and stuff like that, just Jules got away, and she was able to, her channel is still thriving. So I mean, they should look at Just Jules and be like, oh yeah, you can get away, and you can.
But look what Jules goes through. Now she's getting attacked by the whole hive. Look what she's been through since she left. And that's another thing they don't want to deal with. They don't want to be on the receiving end of all the rest.
Right. Nessa, and I don't think their channels are going to grow any more than what it is at because of him. I think they just feel that they have to be a part of his channel. You know what? That is right, because there's a difference between Jules and there's a difference between Momo and Ann and stuff like it's a difference. So yeah, that is true. I don't think they would have that, you know, because there has been other people that left that side and their channel has not thrived. Their channels have not thrived, unfortunately. It's all like, well, damn, maybe you should have just stuck over there. But I mean, I'm glad they got away. But I mean,
that's one thing I can say is I never got clicks and views because of John shouting out my channel or helping me. My channel was already monetized by the time he was ever brought up on my channel. He tried to celebrate. She's only monetized because no, I didn't talk about you ever before I got monetized. But he's never like, oh, y'all go follow Siwa Moon. He's never done that. So I don't know why he keeps trying to take ownership of that as well. But my channel's doing just fine, and I don't have to support John to do it.
Exactly. And are you making millions of dollars off of him? Because he's saying that people are making so much money off of him. Like, how good is the money?
The most money I have made was the other day when I was going to do the investigation. I said, hey, I'm going to pay for this hotel room. It's a little expensive. If y'all don't mind chipping in, if y'all want to chip in, that'd be great. But if not, I got it. I just would, if you could have helped, that'd be awesome. So we'll all do this together. Or the ones that, certain ones I could trust, like we would do it together. Right. And he went online and said, Siwa made $1,400 off my name. It had nothing to do with him, but I did. Right. The most I made was $1,400 in one stream.
Right. And I'm going to go to a hotel too and talk to some aliens. So if y'all want to cash at me, please go ahead.
I did not expect to have that much support from me. Like, that blew me away.
That's really cool, though.
I got to stay for 2 days because of people. And I don't know. I was so happy and like so blessed and just kept thanking God that I was able to do that because of people supporting me. And I don't take it for granted. But what does John do when people support him? He goes on and says, y'all don't give me enough money. Look how much my enemies make. They make all the money off my name. I don't. Like, I cannot believe he had the nerve to do that.
Right.
That was ballsy.
I want to kind of move this on, Nelson, because I remember you had got money to go on vacation. That was like a big debate. But I wasn't hating because I was like, well, shit, I need some more. I need better subscribers that can send me on vacation.
I paid for the vacation myself. Here's the thing, being messy. All right, being messy. No, I had already every
subscribers. Y'all never send me on vacation, damn it.
Here we go. Okay. Try and take a page out of Cuda Brown's. Go ahead.
Right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So every year I take the kids on a family vacation. Every year. I've been doing it before YouTube. I'm going to always do it. That's our family tradition. Every year we go on family vacation. It's my tax refund money that I spend on vacation with the kids. So I had already paid for the bus tickets, the hotel room. people sent money and said, well, people are saying, see, well, you should go to Pigeon Forge and you should do this and you should do that. And I'm like, guys, to be honest, I've already paid all the money I could for the stuff. I have a few things I could do, but if y'all want me to go do that extra stuff, if you want to send cash out for me to go do this, just tell me. I'll go do it and I'll stream it so y'all could, see it and stuff. So that's what people did. They sent money for me to do extra stuff. They sent me $800. $300 went for me to stay an extra 3 days at the hotel, and the other $300 went toward a dinner show and a wax museum. So the hotel and all that was already paid for. I just got to do a little bit more because of people were being nice and they wanted me to go.
And they wanted you to have a good time.
Yeah, they did, because they know how much I go through in this community, and they're like, go have fun. You should get away from all this. But they tried to they paid for the entire thing. No, they did not. I paid over $2,000 of my own money. I got 800. Was it six? I think it was 600. Yeah, it was 600 that I got extra, and it went to the hotel and 2 other things. That was it. So, but that's how she wants to tell y'all. Oh, they paid for the entire vacation. I wish someone gave me $3,000 to go do whatever the hell I want. No. That's crazy.
And let's not forget, you were able to take your friend with you as well, too.
Oh my gosh, that was a whole nightmare. She ruined it. She flat out ruined that vacation, man.
Right. And, it was like a thing where, like, she was so needy and stuff like that. And it was all
for
like
months leading up to it, she was saying almost every day, I don't want to live anymore. And trigger, sorry, everybody. But she goes, I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live. I mean, all the time. And it really was. I was really worried for her and concerned for her, right? Well, it just got even worse when she broke up with her boyfriend. So I was like, you know what, Christy? And she got her tax refund. So I was like, you know what, Christy, why don't you... She was going to get her boyfriend a bike, but he started being abusive, right? So she kicked him to the curb. I said, why don't you take that money, go on vacation with me and my daughter, because she had never been on a vacation. She had never been away from her mother before. At 44 years old, she has never been away from her mother, which is
you said that
codependent. Okay, so I was like, well, why don't you just go on vacation? Just go with us. I want you to see that there's
see the world.
Than this. See, I want you to be excited about life again. So I was like, just come with us. The room's already paid for, so you don't have to pay for that. There's an extra bed in the room. Just come with us. So it was a 2-day bus trip for her. The entire
I'm gonna leave
way
it up
there.
on the screen, Vegas.
She pretty much is. She was FaceTiming real the whole vacation, and they were talking about getting together.
You lying.
I'm not lying.
Exclusive.
True story. The second I got into the hotel room, she was there a day before me in our room already, because her bus showed up a day early. The second I got into the hotel and I had my luggage on the push cart, I go to the elevator. There she is in the elevator on FaceTime with Real, and turns the phone around and shows me and my daughter to Real. And I'd already told this girl, if you're going on vacation, you cannot tell anybody where we're located, where we're at, what our hotel looks like. Don't do any of that. Oh, I promise I won't do that. But she did. That was the second time she doxed where we were going.
Oh my God.
They've been talking since March, guys, about getting together.
Do you think she want to taste his buttermilk?
Oh, you mean that curdled cheese? That cholesterol makes it curdled,
But I did not know that. So they were FaceTiming since then, and then
she showed me and my daughter to him and the inside of the hotel where we were going. I was like, that was the only rule I give you. Do not tell people what day we're going. Do not tell people what the hotel looks like, what the inside looks like. And she broke all on the bus trip up there, AT2. She told Jen, Mikey, Sylvia, and 3 other people, oh yeah, I'm getting on the bus. I'm meeting up with Siwa. Oh, I'm in Texas now. Oh, I'm in Georgia now. Oh, I'm in Tennessee now. Like play by play where she was and where she was going and all what we were going to do play by play. And I still forgave her and said, you can still go, because she said, I'm just going to get to Tennessee and I'm going to turn around and go right back home. I'm like, just go on vacation. Just don't share nothing else. And again, as soon as I get to the hotel, there she is sharing even more.
But do you think that she wanted to go to Arizona to go see him? Was that on the agenda?
She lives in Arizona.
Oh, wait, she lives there?
Yeah.
You lying. She lives in Arizona.
Yeah, she lives in
That's where
Arizona.
Real is.
That's where who?
Real
Real?
is.
I know. They live like an hour apart.
So they probably already.
They probably already gave me the end. Okay. But those
you never
vacations
told me
that
none of
she
this.
took of my daughter, she took pictures of my daughter on vacation, and those are the ones that she told John she would give to him to make the thumbnail about me defecating in her throat. She goes, "I'll give you those pictures, John. I have them because I don't post my daughter on the internet for that reason, to protect her from predators." And so she's offering to give those to him, and said she was already working on it.
Yeah, Horny Marie is something else. Like, what is wrong? Why would she do that?
And she told Violet Witch, she goes, "Do you want pictures of Siwa's daughter? Do you want to know what Siwa's daughter's name is?" Like, after the fact, after all that, she did that.
She's a disgusting human being. Like,
Pumpkin, I know you keep trying to come for me. I know I made a mistake, but that's what my fault is for putting someone, meant to make sure someone was going to make it through the night. I know I screwed up. Don't you think I suffered the whole vacation for it already? You think I don't realize it was a mistake taking her? But what if she
that
had,
was in the past too? It's already done. So
yeah,
I mean,
and what if I didn't take her and she took her life that night? Then I'd have to live with that. I would much rather live with the regret of her going on vacation and making me miserable versus I didn't take her and come back home and find out she's gone. So out of the two evils, I chose the best one.
Right. Before we wrap up, let's go ahead and do a commercial.
Girl, he was supposed to have go get him a lawyer. Instead, he was at the buffet eating crab legs, sucking on crab legs. Girl, he was over there just cracking them crab legs and sucking on them and eating them. Girl, he didn't go get him a lawyer. He was at the buffet eating the crab legs. Girl, oh girl, you know I got the receipts, girl.
So see why it seems like some people are like upset, like you were cool with Horny Marie, like I because I didn't understand because I didn't know that because I seen Pumpkin's comment but I didn't read it, but you know, it's almost like, oh well, you knew better. Like it's a lot of times where you're like, oh well, you should have known better, you should have did this, you should have did that. But it's
that's
all
a fair comment
pains.
to even say. I get it, but I kind of felt like I was stuck into a rock and a hard place. Like I said, this had gone on for months of her saying she was going to end her life. And then her boyfriend and her split, and he was attacking her on everybody else's channel. So I knew I really was genuinely concerned. If I didn't give her something to look forward to, she might not be here through the next day. So I was like, let me give her this to look forward to. You know, she had already been to Amber's house, and Amber already said that she was safe to be around. It was just the niece had said some foul stuff. Well, the niece wasn't going. Christy was going. And I didn't leave her alone with my child at any point. Like, none of that took place. Yes, it was not the smartest decision. But again, I was in fear of if she don't have something nice to look forward to and she doesn't focus on that, I don't know if she's still going to be here. Which, again, that's shame on me. But if I could go back and I was still in the same predicament, I probably would still do it because I don't want anybody to end their life because of something that it's temporary.
Right. She took your kindness for weakness. That's what she did.
Multiple times. That wasn't the first time she did that, but.
Right. And you know, when someone is coming to you and they're desperate, of course you're going to react in a way where it's all like, wow, I really want to help this person. I want to save them. Let me show them a good time. And hopefully that will deter them from wanting to, you know.
I mean, isn't it sad for you to see a woman that's 44, never been away from her mom, never been on a vacation before? Is that not sad? And then, like, again, we had been friends for a year at this point. To me, I had the ability to make her day better. So I tried, and I paid for it, but I know that I was in the right place. Yeah, well, your kid comes first. Well, my kid was first through the whole thing.
Pumpkin, what do you know? Pumpkin, because Ness said that she was blocked.
Who?
Because Ness said, "Oh, I can't see Pumpkin," and then I was like, "Oh, that must mean you might be blocked then." So
I see them only because I'm up here with you, and we can see it in the background. I've never seen that account. I'm pretty sure it's one of the hags, though. Feels like it, but
okay, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, as long we're not doing no doxing or anything like that, it's fine. It is. What it is. But Ness sees them now. Okay, they're not a troll. Okay, Ness sees them now. Okay, got it. Okay. Anyway, any last final words? Any like misconceptions that you want to clear up?
No, I mean, I know that they call me scammer all the time, but anytime if I've ever asked for assistance in anything, I spend it exactly what I say I'm going to spend it on. So I know that they're
You're
constantly trying to throw that out there, but that's not true.
And you don't have a GoFundMe either, right?
I only had one GoFundMe in my entire life. Okay. And it's because I stopped getting child support from my ex and I was too sick to work, and it was around Christmas. So I was like, I asked for rent one time from friends and family. That's it. One time.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. At least you're not lying and saying that you have cancer or something, you know?
No, I had a protective order against my ex, and so he punished me by stop paying child support. So I couldn't afford the rent anymore, and I was too sick to work. So I asked one time for assistance from friends and family. That was it. That was in 2017. So if that makes someone a scammer, well, I guess most of us are scammers.
No. If you need help, you need help, and you're not lying about it, and you're telling the truth. You didn't even have to explain the situation, but the fact that you did shows that, okay, I'm not trying to hustle or scam people. This is it. This is what it is, you know.
Can I ask you though something?
Go ahead. It's Jen live right now. Tell her to come on over.
She always goes live trying to take people's views, but she usually fails.
But yeah, go ahead and see.
Do you feel vindicated at all now that John's gotten a taste of his own medicine with what he tried to put on you? I mean, have you seen him break apart and blow snot in his shirt and everything over me allegedly calling him that word when he blatantly did it to you multiple times?
That's a good question. Yes, I do feel vindicated. Everything that happens bad to him, I love it. When, you know, he went through his thing where he said that he, you know, tried to harm himself. I didn't feel bad at all because I knew he was lying and full of shit.
Yeah, same.
Everything that happens to him, I don't feel bad at all. Like, I sleep easy. Like, you know, I put my pillow to my head and I sleep. Like, I don't lose sleep over it at all. Like, once I kind of backed away from everything, like, it was like easy for me, you know, like I backed away and I was like, you know what, whatever happens to him is going to happen to him. I could easily be in the fight and fight with him every day online. I could easily do that. But my thing is that I didn't want to do that for me because I'm an actual content creator and he is not. You know, his stuff is just literally, he watches like only his friends on that 90 Day Fiance show and just talks about them and then trashes everybody else. Anybody can do that. He's not actually giving thought. He's not actually making anybody, you know, think or anything like that. He literally just regurgitates bullshit out his mouth. So me and him, we could never be on the same level. So once I realized that, I was all like, you know what? Let me just back off. There's enough people out there going to get him, and you guys have. And see, why I want to applaud you. I also want to shout out Yahoo Boy, Amber. You know, they have not faltered or anything, and they have stuck to their guns by like, no, this is it. Teresa, shout out to Teresa. They have stuck to their guns and was all like, this is it. We're not doing this no more, you know? And I'm here for terrorizing, you know? I terrorize this man. He does not deserve to live normal. From what he has done to everybody else, he does not deserve to live normal. So I don't feel bad for anything. Question for
real
Siwa
quick, before we get to that question, have you seen that all the chats of our channel, everybody has come out of the woodwork when he started crying about that, saying, well, what do you think? How do you think AT2 feel? Well, what did you do to like, I hope you know that it's not just us creators. The entire, all of our chats are all coming out up in arms. Like, how dare you complain about this after what you did? I mean, Reddit, everybody is letting him have it. And unfortunately for him crying about it, because he's crying about something that wasn't even said, now it's sticking. Now that label he is stuck with because he put it out there himself.
Right. And I want to say too, and thank you for bringing that up, because I do want to say thank you to everybody who uses the hashtag I stand with AT2 and everybody that have been so supportive, because when I said I was going to back away, I was for sure thinking that everybody, including Reddit, was going to drag me, but everybody was so supportive and so understanding why I chose to step away. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for respecting my decision. So I definitely have to give them credit for that.
And another, does it bother you when we bring up what he did, or would you rather us not talk about it, like call him out for, well, you did this, or does that affect you when we do that? Because whenever we talk about it, I'm like, I hope it doesn't upset AT2. I hope it doesn't like re-traumatize him when we talk about this. We just want to hold him accountable. But how does it make you feel when we do speak about it?
It at first it did bother me that it seemed like people were using my story, and it was like, well, damn, get your own story, like using my damn storyline, But then, now I see people are saying it, to compare the situation and stuff like that. So I'm completely fine with it. But at first it did kind of bother me because I was like, well, damn, if y'all keep bringing it up, it's just going to, it still takes me back to a time. But, with therapy and stuff like that, I have been able to get over that hump. So I'm a lot different than I was, back then. You know what I mean?
Would you like us to stop speaking about it, though? Like, or do you think enough's enough? Or are you like, he shouldn't get away with what he did? He should still be reminded that he crossed the line and he started this mess and he's the monster in this. And, I mean, because we do want to be cognizant of how you feel, because I think it was traumatizing what you went through.
Right. No, it's like now it's completely fine. Like if it's to make that comparison, yes. If you're somebody that I necessarily don't talk to or don't know, I probably don't want them. But, if it's somebody like you bringing it up, I'll be fine with. But if it's some random person that I don't even know that I've never even talked to, I'm all like, well, what the hell are you doing trying to use, are you using it because you actually care about me, or this is like a revenge plot? And, and I think that's also like sometimes like I was all like, when I was saying like, it's hard for me because like, when people, when I'm fighting with him, I'm the one getting attacked. And so it's hard when, everybody can say like, yeah, I support you. But at the end of the day, it's not you who's getting attacked. It's me constantly. So that was another thing that I had to go through. And I just felt like, oh, man, like, I hate that people keep bringing this up because I'm the one that constantly get attacked. Like when he quote unquote came back from trying to harm himself, he was like, yeah, in AT2, he's he didn't say predator, but he said, Chester or whatever.
That nickname,
when he quote unquote came back. And I was like, yo, I hadn't even, and I said, like, I walked away from the situation. So I was like confused why he even mentioned my name. But the thing is that he see my growth and he see what's going on with my channel. And so, not to say anybody else is not like a threat or anything like that. Obviously you guys are, because you got your foot on his neck. But as far as like someone who potentially is going to surpass him, I mean, someone who will surpass him, talking about himself, it's a threat because they're like, oh, I can't say, because for you and Amber, he could say, oh, they're small content creators. Well, now I'm at 20K. So do you still consider me a small content creator? Or are we on the same level?
You know what he'll do next? He'll be like, well, I got 100,000 on Instagram. But we all know it's bot. Just sit down. We know. And people are only there to see his repost of celebrities' posts. That's all he does. In my opinion, he just reposts stuff. That's it. But it's embarrassing that he tries to use it to flex. Clint shut her off because she was fake sobbing. Like, oh, for some reason, AT2 interview and Siwa has pushed her to the edge. She's been at the edge for a year, okay?
Right. She's been at the edge for a whole year now. What is she talking about? And I dropped the link. Come on.
Come on, Jen. Get up here. I'll talk to you. Come on, honey bunny.
Jen, I will definitely talk to. The other ones,
put the balloon down and get up here.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, and Bella Marie. I'll talk to her.
Oh, she's kind of funny. I've been in a screaming match.
Bella Marie and Jen, I'll talk to. I done dropped the link for them. Bella Marie and Jen, yeah, we can definitely talk. But the other ones, no, I don't want y'all over here.
Yeah, I don't speak to any of the others.
Yeah, but it's interesting that you brought that up because even with this interview, I was like, we're kind of going to talk about this, and then people might be mad that I brought it up.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, no, like I wanted the idea this week was supposed to be a whole interview week. I had another interview lined up, but the person had backed up, which I'm completely fine with, and I respected it. They let me know. So I had Cups earlier this week, and then I had you scheduled for yesterday, but we did it today. But it still worked out. So I was trying to do interviews all throughout the week and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, that's Siwa, because there's a lot of different questions that I wanted to ask you and kind of update the people on. And, you were somebody that I had interviewed with. And then I hadn't talked. Well, we always talk in each other's chat, but I haven't had a follow-up interview with you. So I just felt you would be interested. It wasn't like anything I was trying to dig at anybody or this was like a plot or anything like that. It's all like, I'm talking to my friend. That's what I'm doing.
I will say, let's be shady for a minute. You want to take back that comment you made that said, the reason Siwa don't want that petition out there is because she's friends again with John Yates. Remember that when we fought? We fought for like 2 days.
Yes, we did fight.
Retract, okay? Retract.
Okay.
That never happened.
I retract that statement that Siwa did not want to do the petition because she was trying to be friends with Cuda Brown and stuff like that. I do retract that. I do apologize. And that situation was so crazy because at the end of the day, I think it was like outsiders coming in.
They were coming between me and you. Remember they said, oh, well, 82 said, Siwa, that you're racist. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Yeah, he said you said this, and it was that random lady. I don't know where she disappeared after that. I don't know where she went, but
that male MC. She said, like, I said she was a racist, and I had told you about something, and
you had told her that I said the N-word or something like that. I was like, that never happened.
And I was like, Siwa, who is this lady? Like, why are you talking to her?
Right? I was like, that don't sound like something 82 would do towards me, so no.
Yeah, but I don't even know what he ended up happening to that lady. But yeah, it was a time where people were just trying to come in. And I think, with the whole Cuda Brown thing and the cancellation, it was just so many people that weren't even connected to him. And like, granted, yes, everybody should sign the petition. Let's not, let's be clear. But
we share it all the time.
Right. But I felt like everyone was so involved that weren't involved. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
No, not really. What do you mean?
So, okay, for instance, say if your channel was about true crime and then all of a sudden you started, getting into the mess with Cuda Brown and then you were trying to partner with this person, just being involved, and it's kind of like, yo, you have no connection to this. Like, yeah, you could say like, hey, I'm gonna do. Some people did this. They did a video, said like, "Hey, I'm sharing this petition. We need to get this racist off the platform." Boom. That's perfect. That we love that. But then when they were trying to get involved in the mess, you know what I mean? And it was all like, "Is this your intention to get?" It felt like a money scheme. I'm gonna just put the shit out there. It felt like a money scheme. Like some people were trying to make money off of this. Like you and me, we have a connection to Cuda Brown. Like there's something that had happened.
Unfortunately for us.
But there was other people like
yeah, I got tagged one time and someone said they were like in defending John that Siwa crossed the line with John. So John said this about her daughter, and I'm like, that is not even what took place. Did you even watch the streams? And then, but then, same breath, here's a petition. Why is he was sharing the petition for no reason? Like, ma'am, stop. You don't even know what's going on.
What I'm saying? Yeah, it was like random people, and it's like you don't even have any connection to. Like, what are you doing?
Do your research if you're going to go there.
Yeah,
like full research of everybody's channel, not just his.
Yeah, like if I see a petition and it registers with me, and I'm all like, okay. I'm down for the cause. I'm gonna sign it. But I'm not going to be trying to get involved in something that I have nothing to deal with or nothing to do with, and then try to take over the thing. Like I think there was a lot. Like everybody wanted to be the one responsible for canceling Cuda Brown. Like it doesn't matter who wanted to cancel him. Just get them the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, I think it's a collective on all of us, honestly, and I'm glad for people that are deciding, hey, we're going to share this too. But Again, just do your research of all the channels, not just his, and just run with what he said. Do it right if you're going to do it.
Right, right.
A lot of people aren't sharing. I mean, do you still share the petition?
No, I haven't because I don't know what's going on with it anymore. Like, because I thought once you turn it in, that's over.
No, they do updates, and they're still collecting, from what I understand. That you're still collecting numbers, because the more numbers, the more attention it gets. So it is still going. They still do need update. I mean, they still need numbers, but it has been turned in for the first step of let's try to get this done. But there's no guarantee it will work. So that's why we should keep adding numbers, because if we get more, it might work the second time. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Right.
Sometimes you turn it in and it will get rejected. So then you got to work on it and then come back and do it again later on. And the more signatures, the stronger the petition is.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I think if that was explained to us, we would, and I guess it might have been mentioned, but if it was explained to us like that, we would definitely understand, because it's all like, okay, well, once you turn it in, like, we figure, okay, well, that's done, right? We didn't know that there's more follow-up. It gets rejected. You have to do another one, get more signatures, turn it back in, do this, we didn't know that until you explained it right now.
I mean, as long as he's online, I think we should still, like, try to, add to it, or I don't know. There's something's got to be done about him. I mean, he flat out was threatening to K Amber. He said flat out, let's just K her. Flat out, he was going to K Amber, him and his husband. Nothing gets done about it. And then he had already said all the it's fatal for Siwa what she did. Every day she wakes up, she's alive. She should thank God and all that jazz. Like, he's getting worse every time. He hasn't learned a thing. That attempt was fake. He got called out for it. We have documentation proving he was at home on his couch resting the day after. The hag said, oh, he's in the hospital. We don't know if he'll make it. Cody scooped him up like a baby and took him to the hospital. And they're like, oh, then Cody gets online. Oh, the cops and them took John to the hospital. Well, which one is it? Did you scoop him up off the floor? And again, we saw your scratches, and they are scratches, sir. I'm sorry, which is a shame you did it to begin with, to be clear. Nobody should be doing that. It's heartbreaking. Anybody feels they have to do that, but it's not what you're saying it was. And putting our name in multiple newspaper articles saying me, Sherelle, Amber, Jules, Rabbit, we were all responsible that he was about to, he was leaving the earth.
That was the crazy part. It was this fake article that was created saying that you guys were responsible.
3 of them he did.
Oh, 3 of them.
Yes.
That is crazy.
But we're not supposed to say nothing about it or question or ask for proof.
Right. Exactly. You're not supposed to ask for proof, but he's out there saying that you guys were responsible for the demise of him. Like, are you serious? Like, come on now. Like, my thing is that, with him, he understands that he has to be this character or nobody will watch. And, this is to go on top of the whole cancellation thing. I think it's very important. Like, it doesn't take all of us to watch it. Like you say, see what I watch it so I can record it. Boom. Perfect. Then, if you do it, then somebody else can put it out there, and then we can watch it on somebody else's channel or something like that. Like, I feel like we need to stop watching, and then that will also help with the cancellation, because if he has an audience, then it's going to defeat the purpose, because at the end of the day, it's all about money. If YouTube sees that he still has an audience, then, they're going to be like, oh, well, he still brings in money, so we don't care.
See what's crazy about he's doing it on the Hacks channel. He's not even getting money for the most atrocious behavior he's been doing lately. He's doing it on all of theirs.
Right. Exactly.
But he just wants to be important. He just wants to hurt people. That's all it is. He really likes it.
Right. While we waiting for Jen, because we definitely want Jen to come up, or Clint, click the link. Don't be a little punk. Click the link, Clint.
Jen, Clint, Bella, y'all get up here.
The link. Click. I had to pull a reel for a minute. Click the link.
What are you gonna do if Real comes up?
Oh, that'll be entertaining. I will talk to Real for a few minutes.
You'll be like, you talk about my buttermilk?
Yeah, he's a buttermilk. You know, he might confess that they did have. I definitely want to ask him about the relationship now that you told me about all that stuff that
Yes,
she
you
was doing.
should.
Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I said, that's been going on since March. Since March, they've been talking like that, and she actually said they might be getting a relationship, and that's been a minute. So they probably already are, because last I knew, she's always in his chat still. Like, she's one of his number one supporters still to this day. So obviously they're going good, whatever they're doing.
I guess. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? We don't missed all the
Shade
questions
asked
and
a
stuff like
question
that.
earlier, and she said I got sidetracked, which I did. That happens a lot.
I should have started. What do you
Yeah.
remember what she
Yeah, I
asked?
remember. Shade said, Steele, what's one thing that nobody knows about you?
Oh, good question.
I don't really know. I mean, I've pretty much been an open book about damn near everything. I can't think of anything that people don't know. Like I said, I've been very open about the good and the bad, and that's been in my life.
Yeah. Do you have a
So
hobby?
there's not really much, except I'm from a family of 6, I guess. And my dad was a race car driver, and then also a supervisor in the oil field. And other than that, there's not much secrets.
Okay.
Everybody already knows I take 5-hour baths, so that's usually my biggest secret. I literally do. I'm not even lying about that.
Right. No, you mentioned this on your channel before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really do. Question for you, if you don't mind me asking, when did you because everybody likes to throw the whole witch thing at you as a negative, but when did you get into it?
So I've always been into it. I've always been attracted to it. I've had multiple people do it when I was growing up, so I've always seen it. But because I grew up Christian, what kind of race car? He had 3 different race cars. My dad had a stock car and 2 sprint cars. He built all of them from the ground up himself. He had his own racing team. Like, it was a blast. Every Sunday, my dad and his buddies would come. We had a dirt track in our backyard, no joke.
Oh,
a legal
wow.
dirt track on our property. And every Sunday, so Saturday night was race night. Every Sunday, him and his friends, my dad's racing friends, would come over with their race cars, and they would put on a show for the whole neighborhood. It was fun. Like, I had a really good childhood.
That's awesome.
But you were asking about the witch thing. So I grew up
Yeah.
around it, and I've always been intrigued by that, the paranormal, all that stuff has always intrigued me. But I was a church-going girl, and I knew what the Bible, what they say the Bible preaches, and what they tell you in church. If you're
Right.
like witchcraft, you burn in hell. If you hurt yourself, you burn in hell. You know, all that fear mongering. So I always pushed it off to the side, being too worried that I didn't want to piss God off stuff. So, but 7 years ago, I did my own investigations. I read every book I could about it. I read the original Bible about it, and most of the stuff y'all know is not true. Most of it's a lie. It's that man added to the Bible to put you in fear. So once I did my own investigation into it and did my own soul searching, I started practicing, and that's been 7 years, almost 7 years now. And I don't regret it one bit. And I've helped so many people get better and feel better, and their relationships, and getting rid of abuser. Their daughter would be with the abusive man, got rid of that man, brought someone else that would help them. I mean, I've done a lot of good because of it. So I don't regret it. And
right.
I still believe in God to this day. And if those that say there's no such thing as a Christian witch, a hoodoo practitioner is a Christian witch. It's the same thing.
Right. Someone had mentioned something to me, and shout out to Heart of Inspiration. I don't know if she's still in here, but she was talking about prayer and manifesting, and she was all like, because I think we had mentioned something about like spells or something like that, and she was like, well, that's manifestation, and that's just like a prayer. And I was like, oh,
every time you say a prayer, that is like a spell. Because every spell I've ever done, I use something out of the Bible, a verse out of the Bible, a prayer out of the Bible. Every single one I've ever done, and they've all come true except like 1 or 2 maybe, and that's because of the client's problem, not something I did. But anyways, if you're doing prayers, that's just like what I do. If you blew out your candles and made a wish, that's like you're asking, you're trying to manifest something that you want. It's along the same lines. And I'm not saying you're all witches, but I'm just saying it's the kind of the same stuff.
Right. And I never thought about it like that way until she broke it down.
For instance, those, what are those vision boards. When you do a vision board, what are you doing? You are putting your energy and time into what you want, and you manifest it. It comes to you. You're bringing it to you because you're putting the energy into it in the universe and asking for it, and they give it to you. That is exactly what witches do. Same
Let
thing.
me go give me a vision board. Hold on.
Vision boards work. It does. They do work. That's why.
Okay. That makes so much sense. Another question for you. What's your favorite movie?
Oh man. Oh, of course it's a scary movie.
I love horror
the
movies.
Conjuring or Insidious type movies. I love those type of scares. But as far as a just good movie that's like, I can't think. Practical Magic, of course. It's got Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock in it. It's the only movie that's like close to what we do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a lot of good movies out there. Don't get me wrong. I could say movies for days of how much I like. Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome. Ghost hunt. Someone says we should ghost hunt together. AT2 would run scared if he hung out with me.
Yeah, I would definitely run scared. Yeah, I like watching it on TV, but actually being there, no. There's like I used to live in Tracy, California, and there's like this old school hotel that like Marilyn Monroe went to, and like all the old Hollywood went to, and it's like out in the middle of nowhere. It's shut down and stuff like that. It's like abandoned. But I remember we were supposed to go there one night, and me and a few friends, like we walked to a certain point, and then we started hearing shit, and I was like, "No, let's get the fuck up out of here." And it was at night. Yes, just hearing the noise. Like it's something about getting the spirits, and I don't want the spirits in me. You know, like I gotta be careful.
That's why you gotta do prayers before you go to protect yourself, because that is very dumb to go on something haunted and not do that, because you can get jumped. But I don't mind hearing them, talking to them, getting messages from them psychically. None of that. Only thing I don't like to see them. I don't want to look into the corner and see someone standing there. That's the only thing that freaks me out. Other than that, nothing else scares me. But did you hear what Keister Marie said when we were on vacation, what the spirits did to her?
No, what'd she say?
So a lot of people don't believe me when I say I'm a psychic medium, and they follow me wherever I go. So we went to this hotel in Gatlinburg, and of course there's a lot of spirits in Gatlinburg. And they all, like, I swear, they all came up to our room, and I went to sleep, and I wasn't trying to communicate or nothing. And about 4 a.m, she's like shoving me in the bed. Wake up, Siwa, wake up. I'm like, what is it? She's like, I need you to come and go get sleep in the bed. Please sleep in the bed. She goes, I'm too scared. I was like, what is happening? She goes, someone keeps shaking the door handle really like roughly shaking, jiggling the door handle. But nobody's out there. And I'm like, oh, that's nothing. She goes, no, I can't handle this. You need to come over here. She's like, I need you to sleep by the door. I'm too scared. I was like, girl, that ain't nothing. But I went and slept. But the door to the bathroom kept opening by itself. We kept hearing noises in the bathroom. The door to the staircase kept opening up. Every time we went and looked, it was open, but it was a locked door. And the staff said, no one has a key to that door. But it kept opening up. And what we found out was, less than a few blocks down from us, there was, it's a sad story, but a trigger warning. There was 2 teenage girls that went to Gatlinburg for summer break. They were 17 and 18, and they had put their stuff in the room, and they went to go to a bar. When they went to this bar, they met this guy, and they brought this guy back to the hotel to hang out with him. And while one of the friends went to the restroom, he K'd the other friend. He strangled her, right? So when the girl came out of the room, she saw that. Of course, she took off out of the room, and she was running down the hallway, and she was banging on all the doors and jiggling the door handles, trying to get in other people's rooms, which is why she did it to our door. It was a repeat of what she went through. But where she messed up is she ended up going out of the exit to the stairwell, which, again, the door that kept opening to our area. She went to the exit to the stairwell and went upstairs instead of downstairs. And of course, he caught up to her and K'd her. But that's why the doors kept shaking every night. The handle was jiggling every night. And that's why the stairwell kept opening every night, because it was a repeat of what she was going through. Yes.
Oh, my God.
And I did do spiritual communication with her, and she was talking up a storm, and she actually was apologizing. She goes, "Tell your friend we're sorry. We didn't mean to scare her, and we promise we won't do it again." Like, they were flat out sorry to her.
Right.
Everywhere I go, every single place I go, that stuff happens. But some people can't handle it. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I definitely kind of peed on myself right now thinking about it. But
that would really scare you.
Yes, that would freak me out, because
My
I wonder
daughters-
if she wanted you to sleep next to the door or whatever.
Yes.
Now I get it. I would have been freaked out.
It kept juggling the handle, but like I said, we found out why that was happening.
Right.
Scare me though, but like even my 10-year-old, my daughter was 10 at the time. She sees spirits she sees them. I don't see them. I hear them, speak to them, whatnot. Even because my whole family's gifted. We all have abilities.
Right.
So
because you say you don't need cards or nothing, right?
No, I don't use anything. It's just me, and I just meditate to let them know I'm ready. And then I just get visuals and messages. And I have multiple client reviews saying I'm the real deal, legit, all that jazz. But anyways, my 11-year-old, she's 11 now, but she was seeing a little boy in the bathroom on the vacation. And she had to whisper. She goes, "Mom, there's a little boy in the bathroom. Don't tell Christy." She's scared. Of course, Christy's like, "There's what in the bathroom?" Like, she was freaking out. Bless her heart.
You know what? This is something that needs to be recorded. Like, me and you do a ghost hunter thing. Like, this has to be recorded, because I'm telling you, I don't freak out.
I would have to talk you down about everything, AT2. I don't think you can. What are you gonna do? Take your tarot cards and throw it at people?
Yeah, you know.
Out the
door? And you know what? As far as the cards, you said you don't have to use the cards, but but you know what they mean and stuff like that, though, right?
I know the gist of what they mean, yeah, but I've never bought them. Well, someone did gift me a set, but I'm just not tied to them. All psychic mediums have to have a certain. You have your own path of where you get messages. Some people's tarot cards, right. Some people's a pendulum, which is like a crystal rock on a string type thing. Yes.
Yeah. What's a crystal ball? Have you ever used that?
No, I don't. I don't know anybody that uses those actually.
Oh, Miss Cleo
I've never met
did.
anybody use it. I feel that was just a prop. That was a fake. But no, like I said, all I do is I just meditate and tell them, okay, I'm ready. And then what they do is, it's like they tell, I don't know, was it telepathically? Am I saying the right word?
Yeah, telepathically.
Where they give me the messages psychically. That's where I get them. They'll show me what they look like. They'll tell me their names sometimes. They tell me what memories with their loved ones that I'm doing a reading for. They will tell me about how they're coming to visit their loved ones, giving them signs. They tell me all of that, but it's not through tarot cards or anything else. It's just visions.
Okay, like visions and stuff like that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, before we leave, because we're going to go ahead and wrap up, I did want to kind of look into somebody's future, specifically Jen, because, the cards never lie. Because I definitely, want to help our sis out, help her out a little bit, because she definitely needs a little bit of help, Let me go ahead and shuffle right here.
Talked about my mom, my dad, my kids, my boyfriend, my looks.
Right. So everybody, what question should we ask the cards about Jen and Clint? Jen and Clint. What question should we ask? Is he ever going to break free? Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Cards never lie. Okay, here we go. Ooh, the chariot.
Oh, she got him on a leash. See it? It's right there. It's like, nope.
Right there.
He's always going to be at her feet doing as she commands. That's what it says. See, she holds, what's in her hand? Put it back up.
Oh, she got like a knife or something,
See? He's in fear because of the pain she will inflict on him if he tries to leave. So he just kneels down at her feet and he's never going to get free. That's Clint and Michael bet.
Oh. That shit, you said it perfectly. What I get from here is that she's all like, I'm gonna make you guys my bitch. And those are her bitches.
That
They're
pretty
not
much
getting
summed it
away.
up. That summed it up right there.
Right. What's the next one? I always do 4 cards. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I always do 4 cards.
It does make a difference.
Oh, okay. Knight of Swords.
You interpret it.
Okay. So Knight of Swords. What I see here is that someone might be on their way to come and try to save him. However, it's up to Clint to whether or not he wants to escape and get away. Like I see her on the horse. Like someone is there to actually try to come and save him, but it's if he wants to be saved. And something tells me he doesn't want to be saved.
My interpretation, that's the guy off Grinder coming to save Clint, but Clint can't see him because there's so much trash in that apartment. He can't see over the pile and see that the man off Grinder is coming to rescue him.
Okay, I didn't know he was going to be funny. Okay. The third. Okay. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. I love this one.
Your interpretation first.
So basically, this is what's letting you know. This is Jen sitting on top, and that's Clint at the bottom. Clint is literally rolling around this damn wheel, going around in circles, but Jen is the one that's really in control, and she's on top. And what's going to end up happening is that he's going to end up falling off this wheel to his death. Oh, Lord, he gonna die. Oh, Lord.
Me, that's Momo and Jen. Jen's tied to the bottom because she has to do whatever Momo says. And if she wants the fortune, she better obey orders, aka orders from John Yates and Hag's crew, or she will be kicked out and she will drop down to earth.
Ooh.
She got her under control. Momo's just chilling, be like, I run this shit. Better behave or you're not getting no more clicks and views because John left me in charge.
Oh. The King of Swords.
Oh.
This is Jen. She's the authoritative figure. This is Jen right here. She's ruling everything. I think, honestly, even though she controls Clint and Mike, I think that she has more power in that group with Cuda Brown. I think she has a lot more power than we think she does.
Jen? I think John is just using Jen because he couldn't get Jules back. Because he tried to get Jules back and she refused. So I think I don't think Jen is just a fill-in right now.
What I honestly think is that he knows that the other ones are a little bit more. With Jen, you can manipulate her easier.
Yes, you can.
I have a feeling he would keep Jen around over, I would say, probably Anne. I think Anne is probably the next to go, but he would keep her over Anne.
You know, he did a stream the other day saying that his hags are just as bad as all his enemies and he don't want to see anything from anybody anymore. He straight up put the hags down and they're like, no, he didn't. He didn't say that. Yes, he did. He flat out said the hags are just as bad.
They will make any excuse for that, man.
They really will. They're like, we're fine. Nothing happened. I know 400 people saw it, but that's not what he said. I swear.
Ridiculous. Like these people are, they all need help. At the end of the day, they all need help. Like
I think that person in that chair was Alice Brady, though.
Oh, you think so? That's the mama, right?
It's Alice. Yeah, that's Clint's mama. That's the one that holds the purse strings.
Oh,
Jen's in fear of that woman. She really is in fear of that woman, that she is going to talk Clint into leaving her.
Which she should. She should protect her son.
Well, she pays Clint's rent every month. That he doesn't pay it at all. She's been paying it the whole time he's been in Ohio. So I don't know if she knows what Jen's been doing to her son and continues to do to the son.
Alice, call into the show.
For real though, like Alice, get your child out of there. I don't care how old he is. If that was my son, someone's going to jail.
Alice, save him. Like, save him before it's too late. Get away from that evil woman. I'm telling you.
See, Jen talks a big game about Alice on YouTube, but on the phone call, she was talking crap about Alice and saying that Well, of course, Clint's a mama's boy. We always knew that. But saying that Clint's too scared of his mama, but she pays everything. And that she said Alice bought the house for Clint and Tracy to live in. And then that Alice wired the entire house so she could spy on them. That is a damn lie, and you know it. But Jen talks smack about Alice, just like she does everybody else. But on camera, I'm going to tell Alice, Siwa, she's going to sue you, Siwa. No, she ain't going to do none of your crap. She ain't wasting no more money on you.
Right. That is why. Oh, my God.
If you saw the show, Alice was heartbroken about Clint dating Tracy and said, if you go back to her, we're walking away. So I don't think Alice would not be supporting that behavior. So either Jen's lying and she's not paying anything else for them, or Alice knows and cut them off. It's one or the other. Because I don't think Alice would know what Jen did and still continue to pay rent for Clint to be with Jen. I don't think she wants them together one bit.
Right. Poor Alice. Definitely.
It is. It's sad. Because Clint comes from a good family. Unlike Jen, he really comes from a good family. He really could get away from it. He didn't grow up in abuse. He didn't grow up with substance issues, none of that stuff. So where he's at now is actually heartbreaking. And the fact that he gets called the F slur every day now because he's into boys and girls, it's effed up.
Right. It's not right. You know, he should be able to live his life the way he wants to. And if she wants to be with him, then she needs to accept it. She does. But talk down to him like there's something wrong with him for it. No, you're making the active choice to stay with him. Again, you said he has been with the boy since he was 16 and you're still with him. So why are you dragging him one bit about that and making him feel like he's defective or something for it? That is so evil to do. Right. I don't like that at all. We'll see what. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. Are you going live after this? What time is it? Hold on. Yeah, I'll go live. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go over there and support you definitely. But I want to say thank you so much for just being open and honest. Hopefully you guys got to learn a lot about Siwa today and kind of get clarification on what's been going on and what's been happening in the Cuda Brown community, because they crazy up over there. So, and if you ever want to do this again, let me know. Yes, no, definitely. And it's been a positive show and not too many trolls, so it's surprising. It's nice. It's been fun. Right. Not having people like trying to attack you or trying to dox you and all that crazy stuff. Is like, thank God. It's a safe space. Right. But thank you so much, Siwa, for coming on. We love you, and definitely we'll be checking out your channel too. Moderators, drop her link in the chat. I did put it in the description of the video, so they can just click on it there, but definitely drop it in the chat for her. But Siwa, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything. All right. Talk to you later. All right, everybody, we are going to get ready to close out the show. I just want to say thank you to everybody that got me to 20K. Thank you. I'm going to keep thanking everybody, because at the end of the day, without y'all, I would be nothing. So deuces, everybody. We out. Oh, make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.